Hello guys, welcome again, this time to the unboxing and review of the iPhone 6 Silver. It comes in a quite different box, all white, with the same information as usual, with the same extras as usual, the earbuds, the power plug, this one a different level, and the lightning connector. Let me peel this off, and here it is, very slim. And let's boot up the device. Here is the iPhone 6 compared to the iPhone 5S. In the iPhone 6 we lost the chamfered edges to get a slim, rounded, seamless design, and it feels very nice in the hand but very slippery. Instead of last antennas built into the frame, we now get plastic antenna bands like HTC One M8, but I think it was a bad idea, but it looks better in space gray instead of silver or gold. The power button has been moved to the side of the phone, and I appreciate that change since the phone is bigger, and yes, there is a protruding camera and it will wobble in the table, but I think it's not a big deal since I use it in a case anyway, and the camera seems to be protected by a metal ring and the sapphire glass on the lens. Since we now have a 4.7-inch display, Apple has included the reachability function that I always use in one-hand usage. For that we just have to double tap the home button to get the top screen section down. The screen, as always, have a very good gamma, very good viewing angles, and very good and accurate color reproduction. Just like the Retina display, when the Retina display first came out, all apps updated will run perfectly, but those apps that wasn't yet updated will look like upscaled and junky on this gorgeous screen. Here you have an example of the YouTube app optimized for this screen, and here a non-optimized app. Inside you will get the new Apple A8 1.4 GHz dual-core CPU, 1 GB of RAM, and a quad-core Power VR GPU. It may not sound very good compared to Android devices with quad-core CPUs clocked at twice as fast, but in Geekbench it beats the Note 3 significantly, and the fluidity is superior, even knowing that the iPhone runs everything at twice resolution, scaled down to the screen native resolution for perfection, having heavier workloads even on a regular usage. Many other Android devices running benchmarks or games will start to be very hot and slowing things down. Apple said that Apple A8 chip is supposed to avoid throttling, and it does, but in my test it easily gets very hot even in less heavy things like camera at 60 frames per second, running into a state of temperature that you get limited to use things like flash or lantern at night, but for that see my other #Heatgate video that I made. Something cool in this device is the very fast and accurate Touch ID that we can use to unlock the device, to use Apple Pay already in iOS 8.1, to make purchases, to use with other apps like Dropbox and others. The only drawback is that outside US we just purchased an Apple Pay NFC inside device, but we aren't able to use that feature outside US. Another big update in the iPhone 6 is the camera. While still delivering 8 megapixels, like the last generations, the megapixels count definitely isn't the entire story. The photos have less noise in the low light, even in very bright shots, getting much more details, and the dynamic range was slightly improved, getting more out of the shadows without getting blurred, unlike many other phones. With the great quality macro shots, you can get a pretty decent depth of field too. There's a 10 frame per second burst mode, holding the shutter button as long as you want. Video samples, you can see that it has a pretty decent digital image stabilization, and even walking gets smoothed out. Now with the focus pixels, the camera gets continuous autofocus in video that I think it's a big step forward. One of my favorite features is the slow motion at 1200 and 2400 frames per second, unlike the iPhone 5S at 1200 frames per second. The iPhone 6 have only one speaker, but much louder and better balanced than previous generations. Here is a quick movie in low light conditions, without flash. The other favorite feature for me is the battery life, that has been pretty decent compared to the iPhone 5S, lasting me the whole day even with heavy usage. Of course, one big issue is the band gate, but since I'm going to use it with a case, I'm not too worried about, and it's not so bad to me to not recommend the iPhone 6 or 6 Plus. I think the Apple cases will not add too much rigidity, since my iPhone 6s case broke within 2 months of usage, but there are other great cases out there. One little thing, Apple seems to forget features like the level feature in Compass app, that with rounded edges and buttons on both sides turn the function useless. In my opinion, I think the iPhone 6 Plus can replace a small tablet, but the iPhone 6 is the right size for me and my pockets. So what do you guys think? Is the iPhone 6 the right smartphone for you? Leave it in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe my channel for more videos and hit the like button if you liked it.